Three, two, one. Welcome to the Hip Hop Digest interview series. It's your man, DJ King Killer.
Don't forget about your boy, Kurt G.
And of course, it's E Green. And as he said, it's the interview series. So you know we got something popping. Right here with us, we got a legend that you're going to learn about today. Billy Bill, William Warren. What's up, brother?
How y'all doing, man?
Hey, we doing
good to be on with you.
Yes, right,
good to be on with you.
No doubt. Welcome to the Hip Hop Digest. So, even though he's a legend, do we start him in our customary fashion?
Oh, absolutely.
We got to start him the way we start everybody.
Okay, no doubt. Legendary, Mr. Waring, but they'll find out why you're legendary in a minute. But before we get started, the customary questions are: who is your personal top 3 MCs? And what is the first rap record or any record that you bought with your own money?
Oh, man. So, you know, I am strictly old school because I helped put the bricks in the building that is now called hip hop. I did have a contributing hand. So I'm going to keep it old school. And it has to be Curtis Blow, Melly Mel, and the third one might be Kumo D.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
Kumo D.
Okay, that's official, no doubt. And what about the first? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. It's unofficial. Curtis won because that's who I started with.
Indeed, no doubt.
But I do have to add DJ Hollywood in there too.
Oh,
okay.
No doubt.
How many of y'all know about DJ Hollywood?
No
official.
Okay.
That's
all right.
real.
Okay.
Yes.
Indeed.
So that's the man before the wax came out.
Yes.
No.
So one way or the other, he doesn't get the credit he deserves. All right. And I definitely have to throw him in there.
Okay. No doubt. So what's the first record you bought with your own money?
The first hip hop record I bought with my own money?
It
First
can
record
be
period.
for any.
I ain't gonna say it was my own, but I really didn't buy any. I bought maybe the Mexican. Shaft in Africa. What's the name? James Brown's, the JB's, Blow Your Head.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Joe Quarterman, Trouble in the Mind, Apache, Jimmy Castor Bunch.
Okay.
And these is before they turned them into hip hop records.
No doubt.
The originals, of course.
So I'm gonna tell you this, that my hip hop game goes back to before it had a name.
All right.
Oh, we about to get all that.
We're about to get
I'm a
into
senior
that.
citizen.
All right.
So a little bit of background real quick is in the recent past, I became kind of friends with Curtis Blow, and respected him and hope his wife, everything's good over there. And that's how I came across you. Okay. And then the first thing that hit me was like, yo, basketball, because I saw you on socials talking about basketball.
Uh-huh.
And so later on, I'm gonna bring up a real big question, but that was the first where I first started seeing about you. Like I should have known already, right?
Yeah.
And now I really know, and now that I did my research and we've done our research, we are there's a lot of work here, brother.
There's some hip hop classics.
All those are my questions.
Oh no. This is your discog.
This is just the list of joints that you was on.
Oh yeah, it's about 20 records.
No doubt. All right, Kill, I'm sorry.
Most of them were singles. I think almost everything I ever wrote was a single one way or the other.
No doubt.
All right, indeed. So I don't own all 20, but I own about 9 of them. So I only took out the records that I particularly own. One thing I wanted to talk about, I guess, is your contribution on some of these. I think first of all, it's the Starsky Love Bug.
You gotta believe.
Now that record got heavy spin. We used to play that record
Yeah.
all the
Right.
All
time.
right, I just had to show. I got a couple of them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
So your
Okay, so
contribution. Yes.
you got to believe
Yes.
1983. That was the second record right behind Games People Play.
Oh, right.
Sweet
Yes,
Jeans
sir.
was okay. You got to believe was very special to me because I had lost my brother the year before, and I had wrote those lyrics, but I kind of like modified them. And the next year, and so Games People Play became a big hit in New York, like #1 for about 3 months almost. And that's the first record on Fever labels. And so you got to believe the inspiration came up for me, and I presented it to Lovebug Starsky, rest in peace.
Indeed.
And after reading those lyrics, he's like, yo, Bill, man, I got to have it, man. Bill, let me have it. So I knew that with his talent, he could articulate and put the performance on it that I anticipated being done. And he did.
Indeed.
He did it from his heart,
Yeah.
just like I wrote it.
Indeed. That again, a great record. Again, I'm only picking from the recordings that I own. Next one I want to ask you about was, I was surprised, not really surprised, but I was just like, wow. One of my favorite Fast Life, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Fast Life, 1984.
Yes.
I had some friends that lived that life. I kind of lived it too, but I mean, they was unfortunate. Some of them met with their demise, and you know, I dedicated that song to them. But the stories was about many people that grew up that way. You know, started much too fast. You know, and your future could be your past.
Right.
You know?
No
Right.
doubt.
Yeah.
That's true today.
At the end of a shotgun blast.
Yes.
Yeah. So, you know,
No doubt.
that
Yeah.
lot of things I wrote was from the heart and experiences from, you know, from seeing it, hearing it, or just knowing it.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. And my next recording that I'd like to inquire about was the Fat Boys Disco 3. It's the first record from the Fat Boys I ever bought, you know.
1984.
Yes, sir.
#1 in New York City, Request, and a couple other things, sales at one time. That's one of the gold records on the wall back there.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
Truth be told, I didn't write the lyrics for that, but I wrote the track and I presented to Curtis, and he did the rest. The Fat Boys got on it, did their thing. And I did that in one night. Like the late great Larry Smith said, I got this guy I want you to meet. Y'all maybe could go get together and hook up something. He's good. So we met at the Fever one night, the famous Disco Fever, and I went with him out to his house after the Fever, and we went and worked on the track. And it was kind of crazy. I just went out there, messed around with it. I hummed the tune. He started playing it. Then I said, "Well, put this behind it." And it's boom, boo, 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 boo. Didn't know it was gonna be Fat Boys. Didn't know that.
wow.
Till I gave it to Kurt, and Kurt knew what to do with it. When I heard it, I knew it was a hit because we had a little magic going on then.
Okay.
1984 was very special. 83 was special. 85 was special.
Indeed.
And then I got a little disenchanted with the business, so then I kind of like I had my own trials and tribulations there.
No doubt.
That life stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So I gotta ask you. You mentioned Larry Smith, which is kind of a segue. So I'm looking at some of the recordings. I mean, were you, a player in any way with Orange Crush? I mean, you know, that's your era, your peers.
Those are all my guys.
Yeah,
A couple of those guys grew up with me on the block. Yeah.
Davey DMX and the like.
I met Davey DMX 1980. He was Kurt's DJ, and Davey D is on the second record I ever wrote, Hard Times by Curtis Blow.
Yes.
He's on the intro. Yeah.
Well, Killer, let me before we get, because we, like I said, we limited, so I want to make sure I get these questions in they've been bubbling for a while, right?
Okay.
So for the last 10, 15 years, I've had a wild hair up my ass about ghostwriting. And for a long time, I mean, I was really on it. Like, how can you say this, that, and the other, that you were this, that, and the other when somebody else wrote that shit for you? Mostly speaking to the young boys, right? But along the way, I noticed that not many of the old heads were saying much of nothing.
Oh, I'm going to tell you about it.
Oh, well, then let's go, because that's what I want to know. Why do we not hear about you and all the work you've done with some of the greats?
Okay. So let me get to the point about ghostwriting, because Jalil from Houdini once wrote, we was corresponding, and he shouted out, shout out to the ghostwriter Billy Bill, and I had to correct that. So a ghostwriter is someone who is uncredited. You feel me?
Okay.
A ghostwriter is uncredited. He's done work, right? He may be even unpaid, and his name is not on the materials that he wrote. My name is on everything. I am the writer. So that's the differentiation I'm trying to make. A ghostwriter is incognito,
Okay. I mean,
so I've never done that. If I did something for you, my name is on it. I'm credited, fully credited. Ghostwriter might never be credited or use another name or pseudonym or something,
Yeah, no doubt. Okay. So are you okay with that? Is ghostwriting okay?
Not to me. Not to me. I believe if you wrote it, like if you had some kind of situation with law or something like that, somebody's going to take your money or something like that. I see you don't want to give them your name or whatever, but no, you wrote it. You deserve your credit. You deserve your pay.
No doubt. It's just that in hip hop, we see it so differently than we see R&B or pop music, where you have your writers, your team of writers, and then they give the song to whoever and they perform it and sing it, so the whole world thinks that person wrote and everything.
There's nothing. Nope. There's nothing wrong with it, because you got to do is read the label. There's all kind of collaborations, and if I came to you with the song Basketball, you trying to tell me, well, I'm not going to put it out because I didn't write it, or you going to put it out and get your money?
Well, we see what the answer to that is, right?
Okay, exactly. Exactly. You present your product, if you got something and that's what you did best, you give it to somebody who's going to do their best on it, and all is well. My contemporaries didn't have no problem with that. And I've been asked by hip hop Hall of Famers, I'm not going to mention no names, among the first ones to go and say, oh man, you got any more left for me, man? We got to get together. I'm like, it just never happened. But yeah, they asked me. So we don't hold that. It's a different creed, you know what I'm saying, between the generations.
No doubt. And then I guess the other business question I want to ask is, like, how and what attracted you to hip hop, and what like made you just like, I gotta do this?
I started out as a break dancer.
Okay.
I started out as a break dancer. So you know all the elements on. I wrote on walls and all that, graffiti. I did all that. But I was an excellent break dancer. I would dance with an excellent break dancing crew. We wasn't from the Bronx. We was from Manhattan, Harlem. And then the new thing came along. You know, we start going to these parties, and then had people used to get on the mic, you know. But we used to be fascinated with the radio disc jockeys. Like I said, I was doing this before it was called hip hop. You know, in New York, they had a guy called Hank Span. Used to come on the radio. But his thing was like, WWRL Super 16. You can say it with. You know, everybody used to try to talk like that and whatnot.
Okay.
You know, and then we heard DJ Hollywood, who could do it with rhymes, right? Nobody wanted to give him the credit for it, but everybody, he's there. He planted those seeds, but he didn't want to get onto the wax, you know. And that's what this record, Throughout Your Years, the first record I ever wrote, that kind of describes what was going down around the time, like before records, and then soon as records came out, you know. So my thing was to write a song that was inspirational, you know, because most records was just about braggadocio, and I was a little different than that, you know. I could do this, I could do that, I could have all these girls in one night, how much money I got, what kind of car I drive. I'm like, man, look, hip hop could do something different, you know. It could inspire somebody, you know. So that was the first record I wrote. Throughout Your Years, your ups and downs, the highs and your lows. I'm the man on the mic that rocks the house. Man, they call Curtis Blow.
Well, you could have gave that speech today.
Yeah. That's why when that was presented, the producer said, "We want to meet this guy. We want to meet this guy ASAP." So, yeah.
Indeed. Speaking of Curtis Blow, I want to get to, which I don't know. I mean, you would have to say maybe the biggest things between 8 Million Stories and basketball. I mean,
man, I told you 84 was unbelievable as far as the creativity, man. It was just, and it was easy. It just came out. It's natural. You know what I'm saying? It just came and flowed. I wrote basketball in maybe an hour.
Wow.
Maybe an hour. It just came because I knew the game. You know, that's how I made all those names go in, and I crafted it, and I can't believe how easy it was. Wow. 8 Million Stories. Now, the inspiration behind that, because when I wrote Hard Times and all that, right? When the late Sylvia Robinson heard that at Disco Fever, she knew the game was going to be changed forever, right? But my people didn't want to take a chance on doing the gritty stuff. And she did. So she put the message out. But I planted those seeds, bro. She heard it. She offered me $50,000 on the spot to be the exclusive writer for Sugar Hill Records, which I respectfully declined. And I ain't going to get into the rest of that because I might have never got my money.
I was going to say that might have been the smartest thing you ever did.
Besides, I was with the king of rap, so I seen money.
No doubt, no doubt.
All right, but she took that opportunity there, and she put that record out, and I had to give her props for that. So it took me a couple more years for them to, now it's all right to make a record like this. So I said, all right, we're gonna do. I used to watch a show called Naked City. It's an old TV program come out, and it was in black and white, and it started out there 8 million stories in the Naked City. This has been one of them. So I said, let me talk about 8 million stories, because that's New York, 8 million people. And I got it going. I had Kurt call me up and we did like a teleconference thing, you know. So I might write a couple lines and got not stuck, but like, oh, what could go right here? And Kurt would add his input, boom. You know, like that was some great work, man. To me.
Okay.
I enjoy doing that, especially the last verse.
No doubt.
Indeed. So what let's if you would want to touch on, as you were getting in had difficulty with the industry, I'm assuming it's just like most people, you know, it's hard to track down the money, it's hard to get paid, etc.
Yeah, exactly. All of that. I became disenchanted with putting my stuff out there and having a hard time getting my money, or not knowing, oh, they using your record. Somebody had to tell me, using your record is on TV or whatever. And I'm like, did you know? No, I know it now. You know, no, I did a lot of homework. So, I mean, there's a lot of money I did get that I might have not gotten, you know, but I did some reading, you know, and I learned about the first couple of records I did. I didn't have publishing, Hard Times, and throughout the years, Star Life. And then I started doing my homework. And then by 83, I had, you know, established publishing company and all that.
Oh,
So, the business.
Yeah. Yeah, the business. Because I'm saying if I had publishing from the beginning, my income would have like doubled. You know?
Man.
That's what that's about. You get your publishing going, and that stays forever.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
So I tend to have a geek. I'm geeking out from someone who was actually there, and I have like more of a technical question. I don't know if you can answer this or not, but it's obviously you were at the Disco Fever. You were at other clubs. What was the best sound system you think you ever heard? Was it something like a Paradise Garage or a club we may not be familiar with?
You may not be familiar with it. I mean, Kool Herc is known for having the great sound, and you heard about Infinity Machine from Queens. But as a dancer before it became hip hop as a name, there was a place down in New York, down in the Village. It was called the Dukes. The Dukes.
All right.
And so I think I might have went there like 2 or 3 times. But the first time I went in there, and I stood near the speaker, you could feel it like pulsating in your chest. So I had to get away from the speaker, man. That was the best. I mean, they was playing man, what they played when they played Give It Up or Turn It Loose by James Brown. That bass was, oh man.
Wow.
So that was the best sound I ever heard, because it was like the first time I heard it.
Okay.
Wow.
All right.
So let me ask you another question. Like, what if you could give a message to like today's group of artists? What would you say to somebody like about this industry, what hip hop means, and all that kind of stuff?
I remember the guys who paved the way and put the bricks down so you could get to where you are or where you are now. You know, somebody had to do it, and you know, just respect them.
No doubt.
What I'm talking about.
No doubt.
So go ahead, Killer.
Can I say another thing? I'm
Yeah,
not so enamored with today's stuff, but you know, that's me.
Well, we're some dinosaurs ourselves. I'm not saying you're a dinosaur. You said it. Kind of,
hey, I'm happy being that dinosaur. Some of that stuff I listen to, I just like, I'm just like, what?
Right. but you do keep abreast of the music that's not like that. Because, you know, as Kurt G here, he puts out 104 albums of the week every year. You know what I'm saying? Of different artists that you don't hear on so much on the streams and commercials and all that stuff. But so do you still keep attached to that?
Not as much as I used to, but I have an ear for the sound. I knew a hit soon as I hear it.
I believe you.
If it fastened, even if it's today, I know a hit soon as I hear it.
No doubt.
I know a hit if I wrote it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew they was going to be kind of special. I'm not bragging or anything like that. I was the anti-bragging guy. You know what I'm saying? But I just knew as soon as I passed it off, yeah.
Well, you don't have to brag, sir, because your record speaks for itself. And once people really dig into this, they'll understand what you're talking about and why you're saying it that way. But that's beautiful. And thank you, by the way, for all of your input to this thing that we love. You're part of the reason why we do this show.
I'm so happy, man. You know,
back in 84, 85, we were youngins listening to that stuff, feeling all of it. We got 10 minutes here, folks. I just wanted to pass that in just so we can make sure we don't get cut off.
All right.
No doubt. And so I think the last recording, since we got 10 minutes, I want to ask you about, not so much on obviously the writing aspect of it, but was this Games Females play? Was that just a label, you know, just a quick thing from the label, you know, versus Games People play?
It was the kind of the answer to it. The girl came up with some lyrics. It was the same track. She was fine, so she could put on a good stage show with it. It was a hot record, made it a little hotter, you know, made some extended it a little bit. And
yeah.
So hey, I was on it. I didn't do all of it. I wrote like a verse in it. That was mostly her, you know, Jiggalette.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Indeed. So
Kurt, you got anything?
No, sir. I'm sitting back just listening. I'm loving it right now.
You know what record nobody really talks about?
And what would that be?
Only the strong survive.
Survival?
Are you hip with survive? Only the Strong Survive off Curtis Blow, backed by popular demand.
Oh, okay.
That was come on now. Y'all ain't heard it. Yo, tune it in. Yo, you listen to that. That was some great work that we did as a collaboration with Curtis, Van Silk, and myself. And I like came along and did the last verse.
Okay.
So I had to condense it, but it's about it's only the strong survive in any way that you have to, to live or die. You know, it was about AIDS, it was about drugs and what have you. And it holds true, and it somehow they didn't really push it out. But yo gotta check it out then.
Homework will be done.
Only the Strong Survive. Curtis Blow, backed by popular demand album.
No doubt.
1988.
Before we run out of time, do you want to talk about which I guess is your only record that you put out? The Join Us on Profile Records?
Yeah, trouble in the old school.
Yeah, which actually I'm trying to remember. The track reminds me of another track similar, but right now it escapes me.
Which one? The long one or the one that was just a break beat? And
the one that was the break beat.
That's the old school.
Okay. Yes.
And I say right about now, get ready to get down to the funky sounds of the man they call Cool Kyle.
Yeah.
Presenting Amazing Billy Bill as we proceed to do it to you and yours. Something like this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ho, get funky, get loose, get down. Wow. That's my boy Cool Kyle. Shout out to Cool Kyle. His birthday is tomorrow.
Oh,
shout out.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
No doubt.
So, little quick one on that. That's 1985 in January. So I wrote we was formatting in the end of like the holidays of 84. But Cool Kyle and myself, we wrote those lyrics in and we rehearsed it once and then went right into the studio. Wow. We was in the studio, but we wrote it there. But we rehearsed it and crafted it right there and just went in and did it.
Wow. Indeed.
No more than 2 takes. Curtis Blow beat and my friend, the late great Danny Harris. He's the other writer on it.
All right. No doubt.
But where can people find you? Like to do more research on you? Like, yes, your socials. Where can people find you?
If
you want to be found. Well, then that is then.
That is
guys, it's all good. I'm here for interviews. You know what? You know.
We appreciate that. No
we
doubt.
Definitely appreciate it.
No doubt. We appreciate
you.
that.
You found me, so they can find me the same way.
I did, yes.
Yeah.
It's not really hard, but
if you put it in the work.
Right.
Yeah, I'm on Facebook, William Billy Bill Waring.
There you go.
There you go.
Well,
if I choose the answer and do it, then it's all good.
Look, brothers.
We're happy that you chose us.
He didn't answer on my first request. It took me a minute. Like, who is this guy? Why? What?
You know.
So Billy Bill,
you got it.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you being on the Hip Hop Digest so much, yo. It's an honor and a privilege.